Honorable members, the Assembly now commences. I now call upon the Honorable Member for Kiang Central, to take the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Honorable Speaker. Let me seize this opportunity on behalf of my people to say a big thanks to the honorable ministers. May I also thank the honorable members. I'm going to be very brief, hence the time is only 10 minutes. Let me go straight to the point. Honorable Speaker, clean drinking water is a major problem in Kiang Central. I have raised it before in the last adjournment debate. Still now, in Kiang Central, people are really suffering. We still have some villages that are still fetching water from wells. They lack clean drinking water, and that one is not hygiene. We really appealing to the ministry concerns to at least help us get us a clean drinking water. The other major problem is poor road networks. Since 1965 to date, apart from the South Bank Road and the road from Quinala to Tendaba, there is no other road constructed within my constituency. And some of the villages, especially in the southern part of Kiang Central, named Kabada, some of them are 11 to 12 kilometers away from the highway, that's South Bank Road. Especially in the rainy season, people find it very difficult to reach to the South Bank Road. Women's gardens. Our women in Kiang Central depend only on firewood for their livings. And as you know, in Kiang Central, especially Kabada, women and men depend on cutting firewood, burning it to charcoal, selling it to earn their living. I am appealing to the minister concerns to at least come to our aid. Because if this continues to now, in the long run, we will not have trees. And that is not good. It will not only affect the people of Kabada or Kiang Central, but if in the Gambia. Because when we lack it there, we go and search it at somewhere. So please, I'm appealing to the governments, the government of Adama Barrow, to help us address this problem. And then electricity, the major problem in Kiang Central. There is only 3 villages, that is Kuinala, Tendaba, and Wurokang, that are electrified. Apart from these 3 villages, we don't have any electricity in any of my communities. And there are 23 villages in Kiang Central. So, Honorable Minister, I know you are here, you are hearing me. Last times, I faced you for this. You promised that there will be electricity as soon as possible to Kiang Centrals. And since then to now, we are not seeing any pole, neither cables. So we are appealing, please, to help us address this problem. Now, health center. We have only one health center in Quinala. That is in the northern part of Kiang Central. And most of the villages are very far from Quinala. We find it very difficult. Women are suffering seriously there, especially those coming from the southern parts. Sometimes you see a woman who is in the verge of dribbling and then being taken to Quinala. Before reaching our Quinala Health Center, the woman delivered in the bush. And I said it last time, that is very much serious. And still now we are encountering that problem. Many villages in Kabada are experiencing this situation. So, Honorable Minister, we are appealing for you to help us address these problems. Now, education. Everybody have right to education. We have few upper basic school in Kiang Central. We only have one senior secondary school within the constituency. We are appealing to the Minister of Education to help us upgrade some of these schools, like Sibito, to be upgraded to a senior secondary school, so that the people on the southern part can have access, because there is not far from the south. You have so many villages that are surrounding Sibito. But when it is Quinala, during the rainy season time, students find it very difficult to go to school, especially when it rains heavily. There is a thick bush, and the road is very bad. You cannot even have a vehicle. Even to use a donkey cart is a problem. You see, some of them stay away for some days without going to school. And it is happening still now. So we would like the ministry concerns, please, to address this situation. So in that note, I beg to take my seat. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Kiang Central. I now call up on the Honorable Member for Fonyi Jarol.
Thank you very much, Speaker. And then may I start my deliberation by thanking the Honorable Ministers for the time you've dedicated to be here, and then all the time you spend and resources to be here with us. I don't need to say much about the ministers because already I've discussed some of the issues confronting my region with some of you. It's about the roads and the electricity. So, and then I must also apologize for what has happened here. And then I must now talk to my fellow honorables. None of us got the name honorable before we are here. We are given the title because of something. It's about the country. We don't have to disrespect this National Assembly, whose culture have trained me to respect my leaders and respect my people. I don't jump to insult anyone. And I always stand by to defend my leader and anyone who is in position. I will disagree with you in terms of politics. That is about political ideology and political belief. This is why all of us belong to different political parties. But this parliament is one family. There are a lot of issues that are confronting this country that we should focus on than focusing on the past. This is why I say that the country is not moving forward because we are looking back too much. At the moment, some of the challenges that we are facing, one, deportation of our people. They are deporting them, they are coming here, no jobs for them. 2, unemployment. As I speak to you, according to statistics, we are at 41% unemployment. 3, high price of living, including rental fees. Now to rent a house is very, very, very difficult. Inflation again is another thing. CFA today, as I speak to you, to convert it to dollars, it's just like 1,000 francs, you have to change it to 500 something. A kilo of meat today at the central abattoir costs nothing less than 350, just meat and bone. A family of 10 people, how many kilos do you need? Increase in poverty as a result of unemployment and other issues. This is why there is an increase in poverty. Insecurity. I will continue to fight for this as long as this country continues to hold these foreign forces in this country. Nothing is going to work for this country, and we will continue to neglect our security forces. I see no reason why these security forces should be here. What is happening today in Senegal in terms of political problems is higher than in the Gambia. So why are these people here up to date? Mali, there is a coup d'etat. Burkina Faso, there is a coup d'etat. Gambia, 6 years, there is no death due to political tensions or political problems. What are these people there? The money we're spending for these people, the security, economic and others, the so-called economic here in this country, can be spent on our own security so that we improve the security of this country. Imagine someone who is paid to be a watchman at a place. The armed robbers just go there, like just the scene that Honorable Giba just explained. Start for that. How many of us are safe here who are honorables now? The other day, the Honorable Giba was just coming to work. Someone has to just, that was even robbery, daylight robbery. He has to pick his bag and run. Some people have to run and they just, that is daytime, to get the bag from him. So what kind of country are we living? I'm appealing to honorable members. When we are here, let's focus on the development of country. We are free to belong to any political party. We are not here to disrespect and hunt each other. Me, I am ready to defend anyone who serves me as a leader. We can disagree when it comes to politics. This is how I am trained. In my culture, I am trained to respect people. One thing they train me is not to fear anyone, as long as I'm on the right side. This is what I am trained. This is what I will continue to defend. When we are here, let's fight for national interests. The issues I mentioned here are the ones affecting this society. Every day or every week, our people are being deported. According to our budget, 2023, we have said that we're going to create 150,000 jobs. So far, 3 months have already gone. How many jobs have we created so far? Which means to me it's impossible. What do we do? All these ministers and honorable members, this is a family. We are elected by the people to represent them. The ministers are appointed by the president to work for him. So when we talk about them, it's not about them, it's about the institutions that they serve. So this is why we have to give them that maximum respect. And criticizing them does not mean that we hate them also. Me, I make sure that whenever I am talking to you, I talk to you based on policies. If you disagree, you start insulting, I leave you. But one thing I hate to see, to insult my elder while I'm sitting there. I am not trained to be like that, and that one, no. So that one, I will just stay by that. The other thing that I also have to discuss about the audit report. It is very unfortunate for a comment just to be said that the audit report was just an opinion. What is that opinion all about? What is the opinion about when you say it was an opinion? It looks like the statement that was made was to encourage corruption. And corruption is one of the issues that is causing unemployment in this country. That is causing the rising of prices of basic commodities in this country. One man cannot just loot millions while the others go to suffer. An institution that should employ more, like our SOEs, our state-owned enterprise, like Gamtel, has I speak to you today, even to maintenance their vehicle, is a problem. They are receiving their salaries late. Go to GCC. It's another problem there. The staff, if it continues the way it is operating, it might be closed next year. And then now if we keep on closing our jobs, we are not fighting how we just maintain this thing. All we're looking at the political parties. All we're looking at hunting for one man. We are ready to defend this man up to the last of our death of law. That one, no compromise on that. And put structures here and develop this country to the maximum of any leader within the African country has done. So we have to understand that when we are here, the man is gone, we are here to move this country forward, not only continue, all about continuing. 6 years, our people are suffering. But we are not thinking of how do we move from that. All we think of now, how to prosecute. If we kill that man, what benefit do we gain from it? Can one tell me that? If we kill him, what benefit do we get?
Nothing.
When our own children, our people finish school, they have no place to work. We are not focusing on that. Some of us, we hate other people here because of they work for the previous government. We are not going to take it. This is how I am trained. I am here to represent my people. I am chosen to be here based on my commitment and hard work and discipline. That's why they think that I'm the right person to represent them here. And I'm going to make that full representation without any fear or favor. People should understand. I'm appealing to government. The security forces that are here, economic, has no reason to be here. Because what is happening in those countries where they belong to is worse than the Gambia. So why are they even here? The resources that we spend on them, let's spend on our security. It's better than anything else. Senators, as I speak to you, every day almost they are killing each other in Scansor and others. So what peace are they maintaining here when their own country is on fire? What are we keeping them? When our people even in the camps, they don't have enough food to eat. Why are we keeping these people? Even though if the funds are coming from EU and whatever, let's fight to make sure we overcome the challenges that I mentioned here. How do we protect our people who have been deported? How do we create jobs for our people? How do we make sure that the rising prices of basic commodities, this Russia-Ukraine war is a global challenge. I'm even sometimes ask myself, what if Russia was shooting the Gambia? Maybe now we will not be thinking of something else. Because anything that happens, we are trying to say Russia-Ukraine war. And then something will come, because now I understand the ICC have passed an order to arrest Putin. This will be worse than the Russia-Ukraine war if he is arrested. We will be talking of something else. So I am appealing to honorable members. We are giving this honorable name because we are voted to be honorable members, not to be horrible people. We cannot be here and disrespecting ourselves. Please, when we come, we have what is guiding us, that is the standing orders and the Constitution. Let's familiarize ourselves with it and then work for the betterment of this country. A country where we have lost security, there will be no peace. I have to make that very clear. Whether anyone is making millions and you think putting the securities here will save us, while our youths are unemployed, the number is increasing, is going to bring chaos to this country. We have to look at how we address these issues. We have to believe in ourselves, not to believe in foreign securities to be here for us. They have no reason to be here. Even at the State House, when I visited there, I was so much upset seeing foreign forces just to screen me to get into that one. It should not be. We have our own people. They have no reason to be here. They have to leave this country immediately if I get the orders. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Fonyi Jarol. Honorable members, it's becoming a concern the way we conduct ourselves. One after the other, members will make comments on it. It is probable that some of us are not very much okay with what we have in our own standing orders. Some orders, it may be deliberate. But I want honorable members to take note of standing orders number 20, standing order number 26.1, standing order number 26.3, standing order 29.7, and standing order 32.1, amongst many. The altercation that goes around, especially between members and the Speaker, is uncalled for. To this end, honorable members, I want all of us to look at our standing orders together and make reference to these standing orders that I have just highlighted. Standing Order 20. The Speaker in the Assembly and the chairperson in any committee shall be responsible for the observance of the rules of order in the Assembly and committee respectively, and his or her decision upon any point of order shall not be open to appeal and shall not be reviewed by the Assembly except on a substantive motion made after notice. If you look at 26.1, this is about speaking in debate. No member except the Speaker, no member except the Speaker or chairperson may speak unless called upon to do so by the Speaker or chairperson. In deciding who should be called, the Speaker or chairperson shall have regard to the nature of the business under consideration. 26.3. When the Speaker or chairperson intervenes during proceedings in the Assembly or in the committee of the whole Assembly, every other member shall be seated. At any time when the Speaker intervenes or the chairperson in a committee. And more importantly, honorable members, 29.7. 29.7. The conduct of the Speaker or judges or other parties performing judicial functions in respect of those functions shall not be referred to except on a substantive motion. If you go contrary, all these things are our own laws. If you go against it, you are going contrary to the law, to our own standing orders. And that in itself could warrant discipline. So why don't we, honorable members, respect each other and work towards our common good? Just like the honorable member for Jarol, what he just said. So I don't want to go into altercations and all these things with members. But as I said earlier, I will not allow anybody, to the best of my ability and knowledge, to just do what you want. You and I together all are bounded by these standing orders and the Constitution. Please, honorable members. Honorable members, I now call upon honorable nominated member, Honorable Maimouna Cissé.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Ministers here present, and my honorable colleagues here having the same common goal to represent this great country called Gambia. Honorable Speaker, I would like to thank you for your tolerance and your professionalism, which today teaches me something. Leadership always comes with the challenges, but you were able to
address it diplomatically, professionally, to make sure the calm and sanity prevail in this August Assembly. I thank you for that. Honorable Speaker, I would like to join my colleagues to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, who gave me the mandate and the privilege to serve my country in this respectable house called National Assembly. As I was aware, I would like to at least go through my colleagues, which is Honorable 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏𝒆𝒍, who was complaining about the people traveling, which are one of it. I found myself wanted in this one. But Honorable, I just want to let you know that some of the travels are private. I am a businesswoman, and I do sometimes I go by my own. Thank you for that. Anyway, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I would like to dwell on our Pan-African Parliament colleagues, which I have been privileged to have a team who are very incredible, very easy to work with, and they are comrades, they are real comrades who are very willing to serve their country when they are out of the jurisdiction of the Gambia. There were no party color over there. We work harmoniously, and I've been guided by the veterans, whom one of them happened to be the team leader called Alajimbo. I salute him, Honorable Saho, Honorable Jao, and Honorable Ture, and our able staffs, support staffs. I thank them a lot. Honorable Speaker, as every speaker cannot go without talking about the high cost of living in this country. It's a cause of a concern. This country, the way we are leading, I think we all need to stand up to put ideas forward to the ministries to make sure that this country stays trouble-free. Honorable Speaker, on Monday I went to a store, buy a bob spray. That was Monday. I arrived in this country on Sunday night. On Monday I went to the store to buy a bob spray, a mosquito spray. That was Monday. Tuesday morning I happened to spray the whole entire house. That one exhausted, is finished. Yesterday night I sent my daughter to go buy another one. It was $120. Sorry about that. I cannot imagine. If something costs within 74 hours, the increment will be to an exceeded way. You cannot even understand how to imagine people can do that. But Honorable Speaker, I think the Minister of Trade needs to be intervening in this. We are not thinking of to having a price control in this country. But there should be a price monitoring in this country. I think they should put a mechanism to see that this country's people have been protected from these fraudulence. Because every purchase or every consignment, you have to have a pro forma invoice before you even have the shipment. So the cost of the prices you acquire over there, by arriving in this country, you definitely know how much you should have to clear it from the ports, and what are going to be the extra expenditures to make sure that the commodities prices are into terms and conditions of those pro forma invoices. But people will have their stock for over 1 year, but every 3 days they will deliberately increase the prices. That is not helping the situation as we are talking about. Honorable Speaker, I would like to have the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy. Honorable Speaker, the only, the parastatal, or how would I call it, the only GAMTEL we have in this country, the only service provider cannot serve the country because of the parastatal who hijacked the system from the government. Honorable Speaker, I think the poor need to put their house in order. These parastatals, they are not in the interest of the country. They are protecting their business, and the poorer and the government need to protect the citizens of this country. The way we are seeing Gamtel going down, we can see some bureaucracy, or we smell some bureaucracy trying to convince or align with the World Bank to see that Gamtel being privatized or to be out of business, which is not the interest of the government and it's not the interest of the Gambia. So I would like the Minister of Communication to at least try to have a connection to save this country and save Gamtel from not being sold. Honorable Speaker, domestic violence. Honorable Speaker, we all know that there is a law that protects any violence or crimes in this country. But you would report a case to the police here, if it is a domestic violence or a crime, the next day, when you try to find out that the case has been settled out of the police through a family negotiations or a power being misused somewhere. Honorable Speaker, we have some domestic violence in the families. And some of these domestic violence are getting out of hand. I one time witnessed a case here which was horribly administered by the husband. I couldn't even hold myself. Honorable Jawara is one of my witnesses. We've been monitoring the case with her. And I even involved the Minister of Minister of Gender and Women Affairs. But later the case has been withdrawn out of the police jurisdiction. It's been negotiated. And the funniest part of it, the police, I think every law needs to have a protection. When the law protects you, it needs an implementation. We cannot just have the police, when they arrest, the family members or the people in what they call the superiors will come and negotiate the case. I can barely remember in West, if any case been identified or been reported, now the suspect will always treat as a suspect until proven guilty. But that will not warrant for any other member or any other family to withdraw the case. You can do that. The state has to take the responsibility to make sure that that case has been pursued. Even the family doesn't like it, but they want the sanity to prevail. They want the occurrence of that nature not to happen again. So, Honorable Speaker, I think some of these things, our laws need to be visited. I know the laws are there, but are they implementing? The implementation of our laws are the problems right now. Honorable Speaker, my last point will be, there is a bureau exchange called here, wave bureaus. I think central bank need to look into their laws. These wave bureaus, you can receive money. If you have a financial transfer, you can receive it. But when you want to send some money out of the country or even within the country, it's not acceptable. But you can always receive, they are in the receiving end, but they are not in the sending end. So I think the central bank needs to look into that to make sure that Gambians are protected. Some of these things are not acceptable, not in local law or much more the international law. Honorable Speaker, in the last part of it, I would like to encourage my fellow members here. These chambers here, we need to at least try to put decorum and self-disciplinary to ourselves. We are representing the people of this country. And as my honorable member just said, we've been called honorable because we represent people. We can have here and there arguments, but let's give the authorities to authorities. No matter what, we might have our difference, but the respect can also prevail. We can always argue, but
thank you very much. Yeah, 10 minutes. Yeah, let me give you 1 minute.
Sorry. Sorry about it. Honorable Speaker, thank you so much. As some members have been, I think I can call it as an attack on the president for his own opinion, which when you go to the National Audit Act 2015, Section 20, subsection 1(2), clearly justify that. The president's statements is just a language, but the law entails clearly stated that the audit report is an opinion. So, being a president in the country doesn't mean that you don't have an opinion or you don't have a right to anything that you feel. We have some people in this country or some leaders in this country who want threaten this country that they can render this country ungovernable. If they can nurture that it was not a crime, I don't see what crime the president has committed by delivering on his own opinion. We cannot be politicizing everything. He's a human being like any of us here. He has been given the privilege to serve this country, but that doesn't sanction him. That doesn't confine him in a solitary confinement whereby he cannot even express his freedom. Where your freedom begins, that's where your freedom ends, that's where his freedom begins. Let's allow the peace to prevail in this country. Some of these petty talks are just mere scandalizing unnecessary things. We don't need that in this country. Right now, what we need here in this National Assembly, let's put our brainstorm here. Whatever we think is going to put this country ahead of any development, that's what we need for. But these petty talks, every little thing, they will twist it, build a mountain over it. It doesn't worth it. Especially with this holy month of Ramadan, we should be here forgiving. I think some of these members need to apologize to this president because he's a man of tolerance. He's a man of privilege. He doesn't bother. With this Ramadan, say sorry to him. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Nominated Member, Honorable Maimouna Cissé. I now call upon the Honorable Member for Nyamina Dankunku.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Speaker, let me join my colleague to thank the executive wing, that is our ministers, for actually coming here to listen to us. Honorable Speaker, before I go into my intervention, I just want to make a few statements with regard of the National Assembly. Honorable Speaker, my colleagues, let us try and accommodate one another. There is a famous human rights defender. Everybody knows him. That's Mahdi Jobate. He said, the country is break here in the National Assembly. It is meant here in the National Assembly. Because everything come to the National Assembly. Even the ministers, whatever they need, they must come here to seek our blessing. And then I think we must stand as I know we are all good citizens of this country, and our intent is to see Gambia move forward. How do we do that? To see that Gambia move forward, we must accommodate one another. For example, Honorable Speaker, I served under him as a minority leader from 2014 to 2016. Before, from 2012 to 2016. He was the then majority leader. I was the minority leader. What does that mean? He was in government. I was opposite. But what a miracle today. He is a speaker. I'm a National Assembly member. So these are God this time, and we must accept it. We have a small nation to build, and we cannot build this nation on anger and vengeance. I implore, whatever we are doing here, honorable colleague, let us not accept. There is some saying I'm always hearing: the 5th legislature is better than the 6th legislature. that is the tragedy. Let's change it so that it will be the 6th legislature is better than the 5th legislature. So, honorable colleagues, I beg all of us when it comes to national issues, let us focus how we can build our country. And then our country, you have the judiciary, you have the ministers, and you have the National Assembly. We must work hand in glove. This minister sitting down there, they are sitting down there listening to us. They want to make sense on what we are deliberating, because we represent the people and know what is affecting the people. So if we are talking to them, let's send a civic message to them that they can accept and think so that they can formulate policies. They can develop policies on what we are talking here today. So, Honorable Speaker, my honorable colleague, I beg all of us to go with that trajectory. Honorable Speaker, before I will talk issue that is affecting my constituency, I think, is the Minister of Transport around? I believe he should be around, because what had happened day before yesterday in our constituency, that is Upper Salum and then Nyamina Dankumpu, the ferry crossing there, it was definitely terrifying. From almost in the morning to breaking the fast around 7 o'clock. The ferry crossing between the Nyamina Dankumpu and Upper Lower Salum constituency was carried because of the engine was not functional. The ferry have no faith, but only to follow the direction of the water. So it was took up to those who were there from the crossing point of in Kawu up to almost beyond Balanga. Then it went to a level. Then it was stuck before it went over. As it was moving, it come and then find a very big rock and then stop there. That rock would have even broke the ferry. A disaster could have happened. You have vehicles there, you have passengers there, you have horse carts. Everybody knows how busy that crossing point is. Because from Nyamina East, they all now use that crossing point. So, Honorable Minister, if the ferry is not functional, it's better we remove it there before it will perish our people we represent. Because the life of people is more precious than that ferry that they mend every 1 week, it will have a problem. Anytime they carry a maintenance of the ferry, after 1 week, it will have a problem. That means that the ferry is not worthy. I think that one the minister is not there, but the cabinet, maybe you can discuss that at your cabinet level. Honorable Speaker, the other issue, people are talking about high price, but me there is something that I realize. When it comes to our legal tender, our note, the $5 is, the $10 is, the $20. Nowadays, we are talking of high price, but you will take the money also and then tender it at the trader. They say, I cannot take it because it is so mutilated. And then I think this matter, we must look at it and then address it. Because if we are crying of high prices and then the money you tender to get those high prices also is having a problem, that's very serious. Honorable Speaker, there is an intervention that was made here, especially when it comes to it is related to the interview of the President of this Republic when it comes to audit report. And then for me, I think sometimes when somebody speaks, read what is in his mind. Because our legislators always we argue here when we say, oh, let us read the mind of the drafter. The drafter is not sitting there. But as a legislator, we will say, let's read his mind. How do we read his mind? Is the text that he prepared. We try to read and then see what was in his mind when he was drafting. So for me, I believe the president also, he have the right to say it's an audit opinion, because if in the act, section 20 is very clear. Section 20, the Auditor General shall provide an audit opinion on the financial statement of each entity for which he or she has the responsibility to audit within 6 months, so. And then I believe, if you look at this, is an audited account of the National Environment Agency. You have the auditor them speaking. He said, basic for qualified, qualified opinion. In our opinion, this is the auditor now again talking. For me, I believe what the president meant at that time was you cannot just only act on the audited account. It must pass through a process. In fact, he went up to an extent, he made a reference of one of his permanent secretaries that when it was proven about corruption, he is sent to jail. So here also, when an audited account comes out, there must be a process. And then the one that they are talking was since 2019. It was bring here in the assembly. I don't think we consider it until today. We were supposed to consider it, approve it, make some recommendation to the executive. If there should be any further investigation, now they will investigate and bring the people responsible to book. But you cannot just only rest on the audit opinion and then go and pick somebody and send him to jail. There must be a process to follow. It was bring here in the assembly. It is deposited here. We don't consider it up to today. Then how can you sanction those people involved?
Please.
No.
Please.
I have
Order.
I have actually dealt with that. Honorable Speaker, because of the time, these were the issues that I wanted to just for. Thank you very much. I thought that is not finished.
Honorable Member for Jamina, are you ready? Oh, the time is gone. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Nyamina Dankunku. I now call upon the Honorable Member for Jara West. Jara West.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The Nyomikas are hungry.
Yeah? Jara West?
Yes.
Oh, you are around?
Yeah, I'm around.
Okay.
Thank you very much for giving me the floor. Let me also acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Ministers. Let me also use this opportunity to thank my honorable colleagues, the Office of the Speaker and the Office of the Clerk. Honorable Speaker, without wasting much time, I want to dilate on the issue of the National Health Insurance Authority. My own village, a village close to 100 households, are complaining how the process was done until they were left behind without a team going there. We can all remember for the past months there were teams dispatched in the villages to go and do this national health insurance card and the new birth registration certificate. But unfortunately, we were told, and this is the village that I was born and brought up, Digante village in Jara West, or Sare Musa, they were told in the system they are not captured. Because these people, they have a system where all the villages are, but according to the authority responsible for this national health insurance card, Digante Jara West was not, and it is among the biggest villages in Jara West. I took it upon myself, went to the ministry. I have to thank him first because he listened to me and he reasons. He tried for them to come, and there was a particular Sunday they came, but just 30 minutes they said they were not supposed to be there. When they started, in fact, their mobile phones, when they came, they were not with credit at that moment. I have to buy 500 for each team so that the work can be fastened. But then, just for 30 minutes, they said they were not supposed to be there. They are supposed to go to CRR. I was told they will be coming back, and I was following. But still now, they didn't come back. I went to the minister again to give my complaint. As you know, my people will love to be here, but I can, in this Bantaba, we only have one representative. Being their mouthpiece here, they gave me their complaints. I went to the minister. He said they will be back at the Soma District Hospital, where they will be issuing these national health insurance cards. My people are saying it shouldn't be this way. It's not fair for them. We know all the villages from the length and breadth of this country, they have reached there, even though they cannot do for the whole village, but they would like a team to go there, at least for them also to feel like the other villages are feeling. So I was sent to say this today, and then I'm appealing to the ministry and to the registrar for them to consider this decision and then have a team to go there. Because now they are putting in questions. When we go to Soma District Hospital, how much are we paying? And the transportation to go, they don't know how much it will cost them. So it is better for them also to enjoy part of the enjoyment other villages receive. And I believe it is fair like that. So I believe the minister will take note. If he's not here, maybe the PS is here. Let them take note and consider Digante Jara West for this national health insurance card with the birth registration certificate. Honorable Speaker, again, I spoke about the Soma District Hospital the last time for the expansion of the maternity unit, the neonatal care unit, postnatal care unit, and prenatal care unit. This is very, very important there. If you go to Soma District Soma District Health Hospital, the space that there is very small for this. And this Soma District Hospital is a catchment area population of 25,879. It is the main referral hospital in the region. Also receive referral from 6 satellite minor health facilities and host of other health posts. So if all these things is considered there, it will reduce the burden to Banjul, Farafenni, and other hospitals. I would like the minister to put this into consideration. I can see time is moving fast and I have a lot of things to say, but then, yes, also I spoke about there is a health post within the Kabada corridor. It's not only for Jara West, though it is located in Jara West. But if you come there, Those who are coming there to receive treatment, you can tell the ministry should do something to uplift, or at least to have a lab block there. The nurses who are there, they really need a lab block at that place because it will reduce the burden in Soma Hospital. These people, I can say now, are receiving more patients than even the hospital in Soma. So I think if some upgrading is made there, it will reduce the burden at the district hospital. Honorable Speaker, on the education, thank God I wrote a parliamentary question to the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education for twice about the upgrading of Misra upper basic cycle to a senior secondary school. Alhamdulillah, with my also findings and connections, I spoke to MRC Holland Foundation. They are building the classrooms now, 12 classrooms, 12 staff quarters, 12 toilets for Misra Upper Basic School. But now also they are telling me to at least engage the minister to recommend the upgrading of that school. The facilities will be there, everything will be built. Now is the ministry to bring teachers. They will bring furniture, blackboards, everything will be there. Now is for the ministry to recommend that as a senior secondary school. And I believe the minister will do that for us, inshallah. So we are saying thank you to them. Yes, we're talking of inflations on food. Yes. But we have rice fields in Jara West that are, some are not very accessible at the moment. I could remember when I was going to school, there are rice fields now in the Tonyataba, Jifing, Jinoi. It's very hard to read them because of, there is no road now. They have the rice fields at the back, but you cannot pass. The women cannot use those roads to go. So I think those roads need to be fixed. So as, there were times that place, they don't eat this imported rice. They only capitalize, that rice, for us, it sustained them. So I believe the ministry should go there and then see how to, make those roads for the women, the farmers to access those rice fields. I would appeal to the ministry to do that for us. On that note, Honorable Speaker, I can see the time is running, and then I have much to talk, but I thank you all, and then thank you so much for giving me the floor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Jara West. I now call upon the Honorable Member for Lower Nyomi. Pardon? Lower Nyomi, what's happened?
Honorable Speaker.
Lower Nyomi, you can take the floor.
Honorable Ministers, fellow National Assembly members, Office of the Clerk, Security Services, and all media present. Good evening to you all. Honorable Speaker, my intervention today will not be on development like electricity, road network, clean water supply, medical facilities, education, agriculture, and mini stadiums for the youth. All these I mentioned in my previous adjournment debates, and I know they were all noted by all the aligned ministries. Honorable Speaker, I'm going to talk about internal security. As mentioned by some of the National Assembly members like Nyani, Fonyi Bintang Kranite, armed robbery attacks is alarming, particularly in my village of 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔. Of recent, there was a very serious attack until a PIU officer gets shot and he was seriously injured. I was the first person to be at the scene. It was around 4 a.m. in the morning. I am the one who tried to lift him up, put him in my car, and take him out of that danger zone. It was terrible. And take him to Amdalai police station. From there, I arranged a transport to take him to 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 District Hospital. As they rightly mentioned, my people of 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 and the surrounding villages, they are all at fear because no one knows who is next. So I'm appealing to the Ministry of Interior, together with the Ministry of Defense, to work hand in hand to make sure lives and properties of our people are protected. Honorable Speaker, let me talk about Banjul-Bara ferry services. It seems ferry services is a problem in this country. Like he just mentioned, that is the member for Nyamina Dankunku. Honorable Speaker, I stood here in this noble house a couple of months ago and cried out of a sea ambulance for 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 District Hospital to be evacuating patients from Bara to Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. Honorable Speaker, of recent, there was a referral case from 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 District Hospital to Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. This patient onboarded the ferry to Banjul. Unfortunately, the ferry had a breakdown and the patient lost his life. The ferry spent a full night in the river. This is serious. Definitely, the lives of Nyominkas, Upper Nyomi and Jogad, or the entire North Bank region, we need help with this ferry service system. Honorable Speaker, I will not conclude for not seconding the statement given by Honorable nominated member Kebalang Fofana, the member for Banjul South, the member for Fori Jarod. Honorable Speaker, as they rightly said, this house is a respectable house. We need to build up our RST, respect, security, and trust. Respect one another, secure one another, and trust one another, and work as a team for the development of our beloved nation. Honorable Speaker, on that note, I will thank you all and wish you all Ramadan Mubarak, and may God answer all our prayers. Wassalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Lower Nyomi. I now call upon the Honorable Member for Kombo South.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Let me also join my colleagues to thank the Office of the Clerk and your very self for all the coordination that have been happening since the beginning of the sitting of the first ordinary session. And I also want to take this opportunity to, from the bottom of my heart, to thank the good work of the support staff of the National Assembly. When we were recruiting these people in 2016, 2017 to 2021, we said we want to have people of excellency to be here, to raise the bar of this National Assembly. And we can proudly say that we have done that. The kind of reports that were laid during this session, the quality of the reports, the statistics, and also the way that they were presented shows that the Fifth Legislature had done a good job, and that will have to continue. Honorable Speaker, I also want to thank the ministers for being here with us. It's going to be a long day, but it's worth it. This is the Gambia that we are serving. And this Gambia is the only place that we have. As in the relics of the national anthem, and also the code of this country, peace, progress, and prosperity, we need to have to do that. How do we do that? We need to be able to have strategies in place that is going to help us. Honorable Speaker, I'm going to come back again to take cue from the member for Bakau. He said that the minister was complaining that he came up with a question 7 times. But my question, this one is my 8th time for the 8th time that I've been mentioning this thing about the people of Kombo South. Kombo South is one of the most densely populated constituency in the whole of the Gambia, with over 145,000 residents, 72,000 votes, 5 major fish landing sites, 6 major learning institutions, 5 major health facilities, and coupled with the nature of the people, looking at the situation where we are, has become a cosmopolitan settlement from Karton right down to Tanje. Is the only community or is the only constituency in this country that have integrated and also settled the people of this ECOWAS region. That's the ECOWAS of people of the ECOWAS people. And looking at that, Honorable Speaker, over the years I've talked about the setting up of a skills training center, which will also be the bedrock of development in our country. And what we are looking for is to put up a state-of-the-art skills training center in Kombo South that will cover the area of education, agriculture, fisheries, the environment, and even health, because it is very important. And these are the driving force for the development of this country. We need to ensure that we increase the productivity in this country where we need to invest. And to do that investment, Honorable Speaker, looking at the statistics of this country, the population of the Gambia is 2.5 million. 1.5 million of that population consists of the youth, and they are within the age bracket of 14 to 25 years. But the youth of this country are coupled with issues that is confronting them. Overpopulation, overcrowding in their areas, no better proper electricity supplies, the infrastructural protections are there, and the vast majority of our younger generation are malnourished. So, Honorable Speaker, looking at the nature and the productivity in our area, we want to ensure that there is a place where the vegetable production that is being done and the fruits that are being collected are stored to ensure continuity and also improve the livelihoods of the residents of Kombo South, to enable them to improve their economic status and improve social cohesion in the communities. That cannot be done, Honorable Speaker, without focusing on the youth of this country. To give more statistics, Honorable Speaker, on the youth of this country, as I said, 1.6 million of the population are youth of this country, which is about 2/3 of the population are under 25. And the diversity or the democratic situation of the Gambia is very high, especially if you look in the area of Kombo South. If you look at the demographics of this country up to 2021, 43.52% of the population are within the age range of 0 to 14 years. 53.61% of the population are between the age ranges of 15 to 64 years. So that's why, Honorable Speaker, it is important that our planners in our various departments, ministries and agencies need to look into this thing to ensure that we help the young people to be settled in their own communities. We cannot do that if we do not have proper programs for them that is going to help them to stay in their country, to build their capacities, to engage in meaningful socio-economic developments that will retard them from taking the back way. Honorable Speaker, having said that, and as I said, Kombo South is very porous, and also because of the fish landing sites, is the only community or one of the communities in this country that is more affected by this backway syndrome. In November 2021, 35 young people left the shores of Kombo South. The boat is still missing. We cannot locate where they are. Honorable Speaker, because we do not have skills promotion for young people in this country, we do not have job opportunities for them, we do not situate them to enable them to be more proactive in what they are doing, to save them taking the back way. I think, Honorable Speaker, it is important that our planners in our various departments and agencies work towards the development of these skill centers to entice the young people to stay in their countries. And as I said, fishing is one of the most earning capacities, and when their capacities are developed, it will be one of the areas where they can have more money, and the economic status of those young people will be set. Honorable Speaker, as I said, we had worked with the Director of Diaspora at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and they had been very supportive. But the community took it upon themselves to raise over $150,000 to go to the neighboring countries in West Africa to try to locate these young people who had gone missing since 2021. So that shows the commitment and the concern of the people, especially our young people. And that money that has been raised all that amount was raised by the young people of Kombo South, especially the people of Gunjur. And I said this is something that we need to do, and I want to also continue to appeal to the Minister of Foreign Affairs to work with his counterparts in the region to ensure that the deportation that is happening in the European countries and now Scandinavia, how do we cope those things? We need to create job opportunities for young people in this country where they can stay to enable them to be able to do this. Honorable Speaker, to conclude, it is about time as Gambians we take the interests of this country, and this is the country that we have. And we want to call on the young people, the professionals or the young parliamentarians in this country. Let us work and see the interests of this Gambia. Gambia is the only country that we have, and we as people of this country, we need to work to ensure the integration that is being got by the founders of the ECOWAS in 1975. And I want to tell you that we have a lot that we can learn, and Gambia is fortunate to be the president of the ECOWAS Commission. It is leading all the institutions in the ECOWAS region. So on that note, Honorable Speaker, let us double up and work together to ensure that we work to save the lives of our young people. In that rate, the Gambia will be a country and the flag of this country will be flying high. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Kombo South. I now call upon the Honourable Member for Jimara.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I want to take the opportunity to thank the Honourable Ministers present in this National Assembly today, and also to thank members for their dedication and determination in attending all the sessions, all the sittings during this first ordinary session of 2023. And I also want to thank Honourable Speaker and the Office of the Clerk for the opportunity given to us. Honourable Speaker, at some point, I wanted to withdraw, but I have to say something at least. Honourable Speaker, before I dwell into my deliberation, I just want to remind some of the ministries that were here during our last adjournment debate. We cry for road network, water shortages, electricity, so on and so forth, and we still, here talking to them to see how best they can address these issues. Our people are always calling. They are always appealing. We know what we give the ministries. We know what we have in our food basket as a nation. We know your priorities. We know your effort that you are putting in. But we cannot relent to appeal for you to adjust. Honourable Speaker, to the Ministry of Works, last adjournment debate, I mentioned the issue of Manekunda-Dembakunda Road up to Sotuma, Sambakwe. I also mentioned the road from Sare Sembe, linking Sare Jaube, coming down to Sare Mamudu, and also the road from Sare Koke, going all the way to Siflas and linking Mankamankunda. Yeah, Siflas. We have Siflas Suna and Sifla Kaitel. We want to remind to appeal to the government through the Ministry of Works on behalf of our people to see how best we can have some of, if not all, at least one of them be fixed. The last time the minister was here, he responded to a question concerning the road network in URR. And he mentioned Baseloop, but I was not too clear if Jimara was part of it. That's why I brought this thing today. And also to the Ministry of Health. There was a time I was part of a youth organization that championed a campaign to advocate for our people to not ask what the government can do for them, but ask themselves what they can do for their country. As a result, our people now are embarking on massive construction of hospitals or expansion of the existing hospitals. We know these are not part of the government projects. But as we speak today, the community that I hail from Gambia is facing a financial challenge to complete that health center. That of Dembakunda, Sotuma, they are all struggling to complement the effort of the government so that the burden will be eased on that of Basse. So we appeal on their behalf to the government through the Ministry of Health to see how best they can help or assist, either in cash or kind, so that these projects will be completed. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the government of the Gambia for all the development projects that they are embarking on, from the road networks in URR, CRR, North Bank, Banjul, and Kanifing, just to name a few. This is why we voted for them. This is why we, as Gambians, this is what we expect from them. We know it is never easy to satisfy everybody, and government is an ongoing process. With the little that you are doing, we appreciate it. We also equally want to take this opportunity to thank you and appreciate you for whatever you are doing. Honorable Speaker, as I said, I did not want to deliberate today, but something happened. I think there's need for me to come and call for peace. Honorable Speaker, the only way we can bring growth and stability is through peace. Peace is the only path that we can take to bring growth and stability to our society. Honorable Speaker, if we do not have peace and harmony, achieving okay, you want me to mention Diabu? Okay, achieving the political strength, economic stability, and cultural growth will be very, very difficult. Honorable Speaker, moreover, before we transmit peace to others, it is very vital or important for us to have peace within. This National Assembly should serve as a beacon of hope for the people of the Gambia. If this National Assembly is a crisis, Honorable Speaker, I am afraid Gambia will be doomed. We want to urge all members to respect one another, as he has said, work hand in hand to see to it that the Gambia that we all serve get to that promised land. On that note, Honorable Speaker, I want to beg to take my seat, and I thank you for that.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Jimara. Honorable members, I now have our last one before we go to do our iftar, because some people are looking at me with certain eyes, I think. Fonyi Bondali.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Member for Fonyi Bondali. Is he around?
The time is almost up. It's almost time.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Minister present here. Honorable Speaker, I would like to start my intervention here in the Assembly. Honorable Speaker, this is the building or the house where every Gambian is represented, from the minority to the majority. Honorable Speaker, I would like to touch on the selective display of photos in this National Assembly. Honorable Speaker, the photo of the former president or the first president, Sir 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 Jawara, may his soul rest in perfect peace, is here. Honorable Speaker, the photo of the current president is here. Honorable Speaker, the photo of the first clerk to the current one is here. Honorable Speaker, the photo of the first speaker to the current speaker is here. Honorable Speaker, this is the house where school children come to learn. Honorable Speaker, this is the house where the visitors come. I hope this house should be for every Gambian. Honorable Speaker, I think starting counts from 1, 2 to 3. But here the starting count from 1 up to 3 and jump the 2. Honorable Speaker, there is nowhere in this assembly where you will see the photo of the former president. This is for posterity and history. I cannot say anything about the first regime, that's the first republic. But I can say a little bit. I can say more about the second republic and then the third republic. But there are children who cannot say anything about the second republic, and they need to know. The school children who used to come here for excursion will like to know he is the first president, he is the second president, and the third president. I think having the former president picture here in the National Assembly, I don't think that is a crime. And any individual or the government will have a legacy. The first republic have a legacy, I did not know, but my parents normally say that it was very easy then. The life, today we are complaining the height of the commodities, but then they say that it was nothing like that. The Second Republic also. Then many development took place in the Second Republic. And the Third Republic, we can also give them credit because they brought democracy to the Gambia. This is their legacy too.
Which democracy?
So I think when you start something, you need to end it. The president of the republic is tolerant, so you start it. So you must continue. Whether maybe it might not sound well with others, or maybe others might not like it, but I think it's democracy where everybody's view or opinion is respected. So I hope that one should be respected too. Honorable Speaker, on the road accident, the rate of the accident in this country is alarming. And Honorable Speaker, sadly that can be avoidable. If you look on our roads, the absence of the signs like the zebra crossing, the speed limit, and then the markings on the lanes are absent. Honorable Speakers, those who normally ply the road, the Trans-Gambia, will experience this, especially driving during or at night. The marks are eroded, you cannot see. So this sometimes brings the collision of the vehicles because of sometimes, there are people whom, their visions are not that much good, especially driving at night. Honorable Speaker, the role of the NRA is to maintenance our roads. So I urge the Minister of Works and then NRA to take on that tax. Honorable Speaker, on electricity, it sometimes baffles me to see two villages that are very close to each other. You see, there will be electricity in this village, and then there will be no electricity in the other village, which are very close to each other. For instance, Nyantempo in Fonyi Bondali and Fast Chairman is less than 1 kilometer. So I don't know what qualified the other one to have electricity and then the other one did not have electricity. Honorable Speaker, the same thing. If you go to, in the same district, Fonyi Bondali. Bondali is having electricity. And then Santamba was not having, but thank God now they have the electricity. But Brambang and Kawali and Kanyuwaru, they are not far from each other. Honorable Speaker, Minister of Energy should help us in this area. The same thing happens to Moyok in the same district. Moyok itself, there is electricity, but even the Alcalo is not even having electricity. So I don't know how did they do how they distribute their poles or what. But Honorable Speaker, I would like the Minister of Energy to intervene in this area. Honorable Speaker, I would like to submit here. I'm hungry, but anyway, I have to thank I would like to thank the people of Fonyi Bondali, and then the people of Fonyi, and then the people of the Gambia at large. I will not do justice without thanking my wife, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Fonyi Bondali. I'm just surprised. I thought that those words will come from Jarankas, not from... Honorable members, I know it's going 7:13 by my clock, my watch. I think we will go perform ablution and do our iftar. When do we come back? There are suggestions that you are going to cut your fast, and then you just after prayers you have your dinner. So honorable members, that is in the next 45 minutes. My problem actually is some of us, when we eat and do these things, we get a little bit dizzy. To bring them here may be difficult. All right, can we? It will be good that we come by 8 o'clock and we finish early. So, honorable members, we will suspend this session until 8 o'clock sharp. So the session is now suspended.